So my dad was he was the only one that was not very active in my family before my mission. He wasn't in great health either. So before I left on my mission, I knew that he wasn't going to be there when I got back. And so I went throughout my whole mission. You know, I was learning a lot and working hard, and I got to my third area, Owensboro. And it was kind of a shock to me because I had gone to my second area in hikes, and I was only there for a transfer. And it really shocked me because my companion at the time had been there for almost 5 transfers. She'd been there for quite a while, and so we thought if anybody was getting transferred, it was her. But I got sent out, and I was kind of bummed about it because that area was just so full of life and so much culture and so busy, and it was exciting, and I was so excited to be there. But I just had the impression that this next area that I was going to, I needed to be there for a specific reason. So I went to Owensboro at the end of June of 2014, and I was there through December. It was really cool the first few months. I was there with a companion who was getting ready to go home, and then I trained Hermana Gamut for 2 transfers, and she was really great. At the end of that second transfer, so it was my third transfer there in Owensboro, I was kind of having a hard time understanding why I was there in Owensboro. I was meeting a lot of great people and a lot of people I still talk to, but I just felt like there was something still missing. At the end of October, it was actually the day after my year mark, I got the phone call from my mission president. My dad had passed away. And it was difficult. I'm hearing that. I was expecting it, but not expecting it at the same time. I knew he wasn't going to be there when I got back. But getting that phone call was kind of a shock, especially on that day. And I just remember sitting there and wondering, oh, okay, thinking this is why I needed to be here. That was actually a pretty interesting day. We had gone up to Jasper, Indiana. It was about an hour north of where we were. We went there for a district meeting, and on our way back, I got the impression that I needed to go see Sister Kapner. And the Kapners are great. They just took care of us. They always made us food, and they were always welcoming us into their home. They moved in the same exact week that I got to Owensboro, and we were having lunch with Sister Kapner, and she was talking about an elder that she knew from the mission that they had just moved from in eastern Kentucky. And it was kind of a cool story. I won't go too much into it, but that elder, his dad had also passed away. And the story really stuck with me that whole day. I was like, that was a really cool story. And, you know, we hadn't been talking about that kind of stuff in particular. We weren't specifically talking about, you know, death on the mission and things like that. But then I literally got the phone call 2 hours later that my dad had passed away, and it was not a great experience, but it was really cool to see afterward why Heavenly Father put me in that area, because there were people there that were able to help me in other ways that I don't think other members in different areas could have. The Kapners were a huge help to me. They immediately called somebody over to give me a blessing, and they let me come over whenever I needed just a minute to sit down and just talk about it. Sister Brown, she was a big help. She was always coming out with us to teach. She spoke Spanish as well, but she was able to find me a few scriptures that were comforting to my particular situation. She had kind of gone through something similar, losing a couple of her kids. And I feel like that's just a big testimony to me now, looking back on it, that Heavenly Father knows why you're going to specific areas. It may not be something so drastic, but you're where you need to be. And there are members out there, and investigators too, that are out there to help you in your particular situation. It's just it's a testimony builder to me that Heavenly Father knows who I am, and He knows what struggles I'll have, and He knows me so well that He knows exactly how to help me in any given situation. So I would just recommend to any missionary going into specific areas and wondering why they're there, or if there's even a reason why they're there, they just need to remember that Heavenly Father knows. And you may not see it till down the road. You may just be planting seeds, or you may have a bigger experience there that you need to have. But either way, Heavenly Father knows why you're there, and He's putting you there for a specific reason.